Oh, dear Lord. What an offseason it's been for Carlos Correa. I thought he was never going to get settled in anywhere. But apparently, he ended up not having to move, and he's staying in Minnesota for another 6 years. And this time, the deal is official. It's been formally announced as of January 11th, and a press conference happened at 11:30 a.m. Central Time. So we can relax. The big four shortstops from this offseason are officially on teams. Let's talk about this saga, though, guys. What is going on? This is the Club of the Man, 1993. For the third time this offseason, we are talking about Carlos Correa. As it's been reported, this offseason, Carlos Correa signed agreed to three different contracts. Well, of course, this is one he officially signed because the other ones had a problem with his physical, which we'll get into that in a second and what all that entails. But apparently, altogether, if this was even possible, Carlos Correa technically agreed to terms on contracts worth a total of 31 years and $865 million. Would you do anything to be making that amount of money? But, man. So back on January 10th, he had agreed to a 6-year contract, $200 million with the Twins. The first contract he was offered was 13 years, $315 million. And then, $350 million. Then, of course, of concern with his physical came up. And, literally at the last second, and the press conference for him with the Giants was proposed. Then, not even hours later, he was then agreeing to a 12-year deal, $315 million, with the Mets, and rumors of him moving to third base. But then, the Mets were trying to work through the same concerns the Giants had. Finally, he just returned home on a 6-year deal, $200 million. So what is this whole issue with his physical? Well, apparently the issue is an ongoing leg and ankle injury. That they're worried that, of course, will not hold up long term. Apparently, the injury happened when he sustained a significant fracture when sliding to third base. He was a 19-year-old prospect in the Houston Astros system. It required surgery and an installation of a plate that is still in place to this day. Correa, although has had his history of injuries, though, the only time he's been on the injury list due to his leg was, he wasn't on the injury list, but he had a brief scare late in the 2022 season. He was thrown out on a hard slide to second base and remained down for several moments before leaving on his own power. He told reporters that he had been hit on the plate in his leg and experienced some numbness and vibration. He didn't miss any time. However, he would go on to hit .346 for the remaining 56 plate appearances of the season following that. But of course, obviously, that gave concerns for whenever he had his physicals done. But obviously, of course, the Twins were obviously willing to, deal with it, although it's expressing a concern. Of course, this deal also is going to have, bonuses and other things, incentives, if you get certain place in MVP voting, or get, so many at-bats, or get, a League Championship Series or a World Series MVP, all those bonuses are intact in there. So Carlos Correa is staying with the Twins, and it is official. He's going to be their shortstop. I think the Twins did have a prospect in Royce Lewis, who is also kind of injury-prone. Don't know what they're going to do with him. I mean, he's going to be joining the crowded lineup, but of course, the Twins did just trade batting champion Luis Arraez, or whatever his name was, to the Marlins today. So that's a hole that opens up for the Twins, who could maybe contend, but again, that National League Central, American League Central anymore is very hit or miss. But we'll see what happens. But Carlos Correa is officially a Minnesota Twin. Again. What an offseason though he's had. Again, first was the Giants, getting that 13-year deal, then the Mets on the 12-year deal, and now with all these issues, he goes back and selling with the Twins for 6 years, $200 million. After signing like a 3-year, 100-something million last year, because he was making like, a little over $30 million last year, but he opted out of his contract and became a free agent again. But that's over. He is with the Twins for at least 6 years. I don't think there's any opt-outs in his contract, and I also think he has a full no-trade clause. So, we'll see what happens. How Carlos Correa does with 6 more years in Minnesota. But again, the saga is all over. Giants and Mets fans, though, are you disappointed you didn't get to have Carlos Correa with you guys? What are your guys' thoughts on this whole saga with him returning back to the Twins? Make sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. And follow me on Twitter at the Club of the Man 93. Be sure as always to shout for me, Bossud. And follow me on TikTok at the Club of the Man 1993. Until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you guys all later. Have a great rest of your night. Stay tuned for some more, also, baseball news. I have 2 more videos I may try to do tonight. Have a great night, guys. Peace out, everybody.